hand it over to our ODOT construction team. Betty Fierce has a presentation for getting pre-qualified for the construction project. So she'll share a little bit more information here. Um, Betty, I'll pass it on to you whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, no problem. And something real quick notes. Para los que están en el cuarto de interpretación, si no se puede escuchar muy bien, por favor súbenle el volumen a su cuarto de interpretación. Ahí se puede escuchar un poco más mejor. All right, Betty, go ahead.
Thank you. All right, my name is Betty Fierce. I'm with ODOT's Procurement Office, specifically the Heavy Highway and Bridge Construction Unit. And I'm going to be showing you a brief presentation over our pre-qualification process. And we're also going to go over some common errors that we typically see. So first, we're going to talk about Oregon buys. ODOT requires registration in Oregon buys before I can approve an application. Here's the link for Oregon buys. Once you get into the website, you hit the supplier registration, you complete the forms, and from my understanding, it only takes a couple minutes to do this. One important thing to point out is there's a question about doing work with ODOT, and it's do you currently have you in the past, or do you plan to work with Oregon Department of Transportation or Department of Aviation? Please check yes for that. This question is what will create new CV numbers for all of the new contractors, and this will also cause the existing contractors' accounts to get linked up in ODOT's systems. Plus, this also helps us get a link to the IRS where we verify all W-9s that come in with the pre-qualifications. And then if you need any help with your Oregon Buys account, here's the contact for Oregon Buys. This is a third-party vendor, so our office is not able to help you with Oregon Buys issues. You'd have to reach out to them directly. And how to get to our pre-qualification application. You go to the website listed here, and you would click on the Bid and Award button down here at the bottom. And that'll take you to our website, and the very top one comes up, Prime Contractor Pre-Qualification Application. And you just click on that, and you can find our pre-qualification application in there, the reference form, the addendum, all instructions for these documents, and also the list of current pre-qualified contractors is listed in there. Things to point out, the prime contractor application is only for prime contractors, not subs. It is free to apply, and you can now submit those via email or mail. And once approved, your application is good for 2 years. All new contractors need to provide 3 reference forms for each class of work applying for, and we do reach out to the referencees for verification. So a couple things to look at on the form to make sure it goes smoothly. These are some common mistakes that we see pretty frequently. So on the first page under B for application, this needs to be your legal name. It cannot be a DBA name. It needs to be the same name that is actually listed on your W-9 for verification purposes. If you have an assumed business name, this goes down on the second line below the legal name. And then there was also a section 6 in the application that you'll put in some more information about your assumed business name. This section here for E is to let us know what this application will be intended to be used for. There are several local agencies that require ODOT issued pre-qualifications to bid on their projects, and they do check with us to make sure that you are pre-qualified. And then just to keep in mind, we need a completed, accurate application in our office at least 10 days before a bid opening that you're interested in. And it takes a couple days to sometimes a couple weeks to approve an application, but it really depends on us receiving a correct application that has all the attachments included with it. And then Another common mistake is people forget to sign. Be sure and list your president and secretary, even if there is only one member in that corporation. You'd go ahead and use both names for this section here. And then if you have anyone else that can execute contracts, you would put it here in this section and make sure you get their signatures. And then frequently this question is missed. This question is for, typically ODOT requires two signatures when executing a contract. But if you have individuals that are authorized to sign alone without another individual signature, you would check yes under section C, and then provide us with either resolutions, minutes, bylaws that specifically state that person can sign for that company without signatures of others. And same thing with the bid execution, be sure to put in their names, their signature, and when we get the bid express, bid electronically verification, asking if this person can digitally sign for the company, this is the information we're looking at to approve that or disapprove it. And for classes of work, make sure you check the class of work that you're interested in. And again, if you are a new contractor, please provide 3 references for each class of work. If you are renewing your application and it has been expired for less than 6 months, you don't need to provide any references. We're able to accept it up to 6 months. If it's past 6 months that you're trying to renew, we will need 3 new references. And then for the reference forms, so the applicant fills out A and B, and then the reference person fills out section C. Often we don't see section C filled out. And if they are filled out, usually they forget to put in the year. So please make sure that they put in the year that the project was completed, and it needs to be under 5 years that the project was completed. And then for the W-9, like we talked about just a moment ago, please have the legal name listed here in the very first section. And we do need your W-9 to be fairly current, no older than 2 years old, because your application is good for 2 years. So we need it to be current. And we do verify this through the IRS. And that is it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to this email address and we can help you with any questions or assistance on completing your form. Whatever you need, we're always available.